Hey, Blackburn Social Club, God bless America. Talking style. I'm going to stand up today because what I'm talking about, I didn't want to go through all the effort of sitting down at a table and laying it all out and then having to stand up. And, I thought, let me change it up a little bit. So talking style, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago maybe now, I did that video about the Ironheart N-1 deck jacket. The one I'm referring to is the olive green that was the 4X basically. And I laid out, I did all the stuff showing you the details on the jacket. And basically what I was saying was, I love the coat. It's an amazing piece of, just amazing quality. Ridiculously expensive, but we have to make those decisions on our own for our own circumstance. Is it worth it? Is it not? That's going to be totally up to you. But if you wanted my perspective, just again recapping a little bit, if you wanted my perspective on is the value they add proportionate to the cost, I would probably say yes. I don't know. I mean, it's perspective. So, but then I stood up and I showed you, and I compared it. I juxtaposed it against, like that iron and resin waxed Nautilus jacket, which is it's a kind of a different animal, but it's got that same Sherpa lined. It's got that same vibe. I mean, it's not quite as military inspired, but it's still, again, from 10 foot, you're going, man, that's a cool jacket. And it really is. I mean, it's an amazing jacket at half the money. So again, up to you if you're after that style or whatever. But when I stood up and I put them both on, the question and the point of standing up and putting them both on was to basically say that when I got the 4X, I was a little bit heavier, and it's actually called an SP large. The way Ironheart does their sizing is they'll have like everybody, they'll large, extra large, double X, triple X, and then they go SP large, which apparently means special large, or in our case, 4X. And it's the issue with that first version of N-1 deck jackets, and the way you can tell, I mean, and I hope they don't change this in the future and make me eat these words, but the N-1 deck jacket had, the D shape or the D pockets on it, and you can kind of see that from the front. And then the next version or the next iteration of it, the pockets, the hand warmers were hidden inside the coat, so the outer layer was not visible. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute in case you haven't watched that video. But by far and away, everybody preferred the Ironheart jacket. That's kind of a no-brainer. But and I got mixed messages, mixed feedback on whether or not it fit me anymore. Because when I did put that 4X on, I felt like it swallowed me. I mean, I felt like I could still make it work, but I did feel like it was, let me back up a little bit. I felt like it was a little long. I felt like that I could take it and wrap it over itself, meaning, if here's the zippers, I could do this with it. And then when I put it on and then I watched the video back, it did make me look a little bit like, did you want it so badly that you were willing to buy any size? And that's kind of where I was on that. Now, to be fair, I did want it badly. I did buy it probably too large, and I've said this with a lot of the pants and a lot of the clothes that I've been buying. I mean, if you guys are catching me now, I'll be totally transparent with you. For a solid year, in fact, it was a year yesterday, I've been trying to lose weight. And so this has been an incredible year, and then just an incredible reduction in calories. And I've lost a considerable amount of weight. So if you go back to old videos, you'd see me a lot thicker than I am now. So the fact of the matter is I was probably stupid to be purchasing very expensive clothing as I was losing weight. Now, a year later, I might even add that I plan to do another thing now. I mean, I'm gonna now start working out more. I don't know. I may need to hold on to that other jacket just in case I bulk back up and need to get into it. But all that being said, so some of that was on me buying such an oversized coat, or in this case, my body shape today. That coat, it's oversized. We've crossed paths. So I had mentioned that I was going to sell that N-1 deck jacket, the 4X Ironheart. It is currently up on eBay right now. I'm still trying to sell it. And I was disappointed. And then the more I watched it, two things happened. The more I watched that video back, the more I hated that it was so big because I loved the coat. So the more I realized I want that coat, I want that style coat, I want that quality of coat. And then secondly, I realized that God sucks because these things are hard to find. I mean, Ironheart typically just sells out. I mean, they just tend to sell out. They make their drops and they sell out. And so, finding it, I would have had to have searched on eBay and just hoped somebody was going to sell something more like my size. And I'll be damned if 2 or 3 days later, I'm checking my ad on eBay, or not my ad, but I'm checking my listing on eBay, and there's another deck jacket in extra large. So maybe here's the point of the video, 7 minutes in. The thing about these Ironheart first version deck jackets, just pay real close attention to their measurements, because what you find is, and it's in some of the comments of the other video, what you find is, for a strange reason, like if I wanted to wear an Ironheart flannel, I'm a XX all day. Look at the size guide, make your determination. But if I wanted to wear an Ironheart jacket, in this case, this particular jacket, I was nervous because if a 4X is just a hair too big, in my mind, I started looking for a 3X. I started looking for a 2X, couldn't find anything. And then, this extra large popped up. And I was immediately nervous. I was like, well, there's no way. I mean, the 4X wasn't so large that I need an extra large. But one gentleman in the comments, spot on, said, I am your size, I am your weight, I am your height, you need an extra large. So that made me feel better, just hearing some feedback like that. So I got to looking, and he was very clear. He made the point well, that if you look at the deck jacket size guide, there's a 1 inch difference between those X's, and that's bizarre because I don't feel like that's the case in any other metric, in any other measurement system. It's just strange that Ironheart randomly chooses, hey, we're going to make, on this cut of clothing, we're going to make something that the X's only mean this. So what I'm saying is the difference between an extra large and a 4X is not much. And so here's the extra large. It is a tan khaki color. I really love the olive, but I don't hate this. And in all fairness, I'm wondering if this khaki color won't be a little bit easier to wear and easier to pair. So I know, again, preference. So I'm not telling you how to dress, But that was my thinking when I found this. And then lastly, I mean, yes, I'm that way. I'm looking at it, I'm going, 3 days after I realized that I can't wear that one anymore. And by the way, if you're a 4X, go look, because it's an amazing jacket. But here's me, 192 pounds, 6'1". I don't know. I mean, you can judge my build if you want, but I wear a 34 in pants, somewhere in between that 34, 35 in pants. So here's me, 192 pounds, putting on an extra large Ironheart N-1 deck jacket. And I will tell you that I love the fit of this so much better. I mean, it makes me realize that I was way oversized in the other one. So what this does still gives me, I mean, as I'm back and I'm trying to, again, this isn't a fit check. This is a talking video. But what it does is, if you can notice, I've still got plenty of, you probably can't hear me now. I've still got plenty of overlap. So to the concerns of, will you have room to layer, which by the way, layering is always a positive thing. It's always a good thing. So yes, you still have room to layer if you're roughly my size in an extra large. What I like about it is everything is just more proportional to me, and it's what I wanted. So it is a more fitted look. I'm not going to zip it up just because I don't want to mess with the microphone, but you can see that this just fits me better. I am over the moon. Wife's going to kill me because that's what I tend to do. I bought this before I sold that, but sometimes you roll the dice in this game. That'll sell. I'm not worried about it. Somebody's going to be that size, and somebody's going to want this jacket because they are insane. Even though I talk about the iron and resin so highly, there's just some things you can't knock. And the style, how well built this is, I won't lie, as small of a difference as they are, I think I could have gone to a large. I'm not going to say, somebody out there tell me, I don't think Ironheart has that. I think their quality control is so good. I don't think it's one of those deals where somebody's going to go, oh, you got a double X, and they mislabeled. And I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the difference between them are so slight. It's totally, and the reason why they give you so many options all the way up to a 4X is because you've just got an option to dial it into your fit. That way you don't have to do an extra large 0.5, an extra large 0.8. It's just they give you a lot of X's and you decide. So that being said, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put the other one back on just to show you the difference between a 1X and a 4X. And then you can decide. But tell me what you think. Does this fit better? Is this more? I love it. This is in all fairness, this is peak jacket. It's pretty slick. So hold 1 second. I'm not going to do any editing or cutting. You just got to wait with me. You can still hear me though. I guess it would be nice to talk. I buttoned this other one up, so I got to fight with it for a minute. All right, so this is the olive green version. This is the 4X or the SP large. And again, it's proportionately bigger. So I'm not going to say I couldn't keep wearing this, but you can see it's bigger. There's no question. There is considerably more overlap, but if you like big coats, it's not so big that I don't know. It's not so big that I don't think I could pull it off. But I still need to sell it. I mean, I don't, you know. It's big. It's big. I'm not swimming in it, but it's big. Now, again, maybe you guys talk me into holding on to it. If it doesn't sell on eBay, then I'm holding on to it anyway. And maybe after this year's focus on working out, maybe I need it again. But I think they're amazing jackets. I just kind of wanted to help explain the sizing a little bit better, because it is, you know, it is tough when you're spending that much money and you're used to, you know, typical American stores where, I mean, there's no way that I could go put on a 3X. And if I were walking down, you know, a Kohl's or the mall, there's no way I could put on a 3X anywhere except Abercrombie and Fitch, you know, with their, you know, I don't know what they call that. I mean, some of those American Eagles, Abercrombies, I mean, you know, there for a while, they went to that stupid sizing where it was, you know, only 13-year-old boys could shop in the men's section. But I think they're coming back now. I think people are starting to realize that we're done with that hyper fit stuff. So that's all the talking style that I got. I just wanted to show you guys. I did find one that fit me better. I absolutely cannot say enough about these Ironheart. I mean, it's just an amazing jacket. I understand they're expensive. Don't hate. It's just, you know, it is what it is. Some people pay their money. They buy toys. Some people buy clothes. Some people buy, I don't know, whatever your thing is. You guys be blessed. Talk soon.